Did you guys hear what's happening to car dealerships around America?
Ford jacked up the prices of their trucks and now they're not selling and things are getting bad.
How much inventory they have. Take a look at this.
All right, this is a dealer in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and as you can see, truck inventory, it has picked up significantly.
And it is $135,000. I am in the middle of a sea of full-size trucks.
Car dealerships are having a hard time selling these vehicles, and sometimes I think that it could be because of how crazy just things have gotten in recent times. One thing that I hold dearly is that I typically go for used cars. I don't really go for new cars because, you know, as soon as you drive a car off the lot, it loses value. But we're finna check out this video and more on related to this topic. So make sure to like the video and hit subscribe for more content like this. Before further talking, let's get straight to the video.
Yeah, I like leather, but
I've been there, did that.
when that heat hits you,
Yeah,
when that heat,
summertime.
go Dodge Challenger Scat Pack 392 with the Alcantara leather on this bad boy. Scat Pack badging in the seats. How much they want for this bag? Ooh, $58,000. Good God.
So why do people keep the bumper guard thing?
People just think they cool. If you get these, you want to take these off and put some, what's that tape called?
3M tape.
3M tape on it, so it don't put the little grooves on your front splitter. I would take them off and if you want to keep them, just take them off and put the 3M tape on there, then put them back on. You won't get that groove, especially if you
But you're
paint this.
You're technically not supposed to keep them on?
Yeah, no, these are shipping guards.
Oh.
Those are shipping guards.
I see people keep them on.
Yeah, a lot of people do. This one is nice, but man, look at the paint. It's been sitting out here cooking.
Yeah.
So that paint gonna be dull. If they keep letting it sit out here and cook like that, it's gonna be dull. Usually they sell these vehicles. This is they actually got a sale on this one. $55,000.
Oh, okay.
Really?
You took 3 off.
For a Scat Pack? And it's a manual.
Oh.
You know what that means? A lot of people can't drive this.
Yeah.
So especially younger kids can't drive this. Younger people, they really don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with not knowing how to drive a manual, but what I'm saying, a lot of people ain't gonna buy this just because of that. That's why it's sitting out here rotting away.
I wouldn't.
As you can see, just in this video alone, that these Chargers and Challengers are just not selling. Just simply off the fact that some of these cars are manuals and are overpriced for the price that they should be. I can remember a time when these Chargers and Challengers were going for way less than, let's say, 55, 60K that I'm seeing now. Like some of them were going as low as like maybe 30,000, 40, 45 on the high end. But these cars are becoming more rare as they're not being made anymore. It's hiking up these prices, and you're starting to see it a lot more and realize why these dealerships are having a hard time selling these Dodge Chargers and Challengers.
All right, so here is the MSRP, and wait for it, there is the market adjustment. So MSRP $41,000, and they're adding $35,000 market adjustment, and you as the lucky consumer get to pay this for this F-150. No, this is a Ford Lightning. I know they're in demand, but that is excessive.
As you can see, these prices on these Ford trucks are jumping from a lower price to a much higher inflated price that the dealership are putting on the market. And that is really what's leading a lot of people to kind of veer away from buying new cars. Let's check out some comments here. First comment reads, "Price is the problem, period. And no, it's not tariffs because they started overcharging in 2020. And this is one thing that we really seen. 2020 did bring a lot of different inflated costs coming to car market and car dealerships, where you've seen a lot of cars were not being produced and the chips were having a big shortage. So there was not a lot of cars coming out. So they had to hike up those prices, where the prices of some of these cars were a lot more expensive than what they were going for previous years. But nowadays, because you see how, you know, the chip shortage is not really there anymore, we're getting a lot more cars. We're not really seeing that inflated price in some of these cars go down and adjust to what the price should be and what the market price should be on some of these cars. But these dealerships are still trying to get away with what's going on from the chip shortage. So it's just really something that's kind of going on, and kind of something that you really have to deal with whenever you think about wanting to buy a new car from the new car market.
Here's the deal. Okay, the numbers look good, but I really need to go speak to my husband.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine, that's it?
Yeah, you need to speak to your husband, right?
You don't want to try harder to earn my business?
I mean, you can let me know, but, I don't care, honestly.
Okay, can I have a business card or something?
No, business cards for serious buyers.
What do you mean, serious buyer?
Yeah, real buyers that want to buy a car.
I am a serious buyer. I'm out shopping for a car.
I need to go on my lunch break, honestly.
Are you mad at me?
I think we're mad at each other.
So, stay mad.
You too.
Well, I'm leaving.
Me too.
As you can see from this clip, this salesman is trying to close a deal on a car, and she's addressing the fact that she needs to speak to her husband on whether this car deal is good or not. Now, one thing that I can point out just from the salesman is that sometimes the language of saying, oh, you're not going to close the deal now, you have to go back and talk to somebody, almost can kind of communicate that you're probably not going to buy the car, which would insinuate why he's saying, oh, well, you're not serious about this car, so you could just go about your day. But you really don't know in some of these situations, because she could genuinely be wanting to go talk to her husband before making this big purchase of a car.
This car has been on my lot for over a year, and I literally have no clue why we can't sell it. We've tried everything. We've knocked down the price, and I don't know what it is. This car behind me is a 2024 Hummer EV, and this thing is sick. I mean, just look at these wheels on this thing. All-terrain tires on here. I mean, the car looks great. I don't know what there isn't to like. A lot of great badging on it. You got the Hummer badging, and you also have the American flag up here. I mean, what's more American than an EV? This thing's got over 625 horsepower, and I mean it goes fast. When I say fast, I mean fast. Like head in the back of your seat. This car stickers for $112. It's on sale for under $100.
I don't know, man. I think that they need to do more on a car this size. I mean, over $100,000. Let's be real. Who has that type of money nowadays to spend on a car? Not a lot of people do. And not a lot of people will spend that type of money to get a car like this. Yes, you can see just how nice it is and just how much fast and the different amenities and features that it comes with. But at that price point, there's a lot that you can do with over $100,000, which could communicate as to why some people would rather spend their money elsewhere than to spend over $100K on a car.
I don't think a lot of people understand what's coming our way in the used and new car market. After posting several videos about what goes on behind the scenes in the auctions, and then, my thoughts on the car market and what retail's going for and the decline ever since the last couple of years, everybody is so quick to come and be like, oh, it's just Christmas time. This is a slow season. That may be true, but we're still disregarding really big key data points that we just don't want to address. During 2022, used and new vehicles have shot up, and the used car market was crazy. We're talking about 30, 40, 50% increases on prices. There has been so many documented sales of cars going 13, 15, even 20 grand above what it normally would cost pre-pandemic. I mean, as you can see down here, you see this in time, things do cost more, but we see this very large spike and then another large spike. So let me paint this picture for you, right? Pre-pandemic, you had a vehicle. You bought it for at a great price. Now, during the pandemic, your car during the late part of 2021 and the early part of 2022 shot up 50, 60, whatever. You had a nice car. You had about 10, 15K in equity. You're like, oh my God, I want to get in something new. Most of these dealers took advantage. We're like, okay, cool. Banks haven't yet caught up. Let's go ahead and get as much money as we can. And look, I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism. I believe people should make money, but not a short-sighted capitalist. There has to be a long-term effect to everything we do, and that's been sung over and over in our economy. Boom, you got a car. You took the 10K equity. You put it down on a new car that was blown over 50, 60%. All right, boom. Now you have a car into 2023, 2024, and all of a sudden we're down 20, 30%. And this is so normal now. I'm going to show you. I have people who have messaged me that they have regular ass cars. This is for a 2020 Jeep Compass with 20 or 30,000 miles. They still owe $35,000. The trade-in value on that car is 19 grand. So now for them to get into a new vehicle, they have to roll over $15,000 in negative equity. And that's going to be almost impossible now because the used and new car market is consistently dropping in value. So what car is this person going to be able to roll over into that's already not inflated like it was in 2022? And this is the case for a lot of people, unfortunately. Now people can't turn over vehicles. What does that mean for dealers? We can't make deals. So now we have vehicles that are sitting on the lot more than 60 days, more than 90 days. It's costing us more money. And now we're just in a situation where there's just a stagnation and prices are catching up. So now we have vehicles that we paid super high trade-in values. Our turnovers are decreasing little by little, and we're just oblivious to it. And we're just going to blame it on the fact that it is Christmas time, and hopefully tax season will be our bread and butter. Unfortunately, guys, this is not going to get better in my opinion. So yeah.
And even just the fact of how, they have not adjusted from inflation, and some people are just looking elsewhere, and you having to deal with, the equity being negative, that it's maybe not enough to roll into something a lot better than what the previous owner was in, which is leading to why they have so many of these cars that just aren't selling, and they're just sitting here collecting dust and costing these dealerships a lot more money in the end, where they have so many of these inventory but not enough buyers. And this is why you're starting to see, used cars and new cars just kind of struggling to get by and sell nowadays.
For all you guys that are talking about it's a very slow month in the car business, stop it with the negativity. Stop getting in your head. Realize that 1 week can make a month and 1 day can make a week. Keep doing what you're doing every day. Make your phone calls, send your emails, send your texts, follow up with your repeat customers, to get referrals. Do what other people are not doing. Drop your business cards off at credit unions, buy them lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever it is. Tell them that the next time someone's looking for a car, send them your way. Go to your service department, try to pull customers out of service to sell them a car. Go to freaking places where people, partner up with collision centers, give them your business cards, let them know that if anybody's in the market for your specific make, send them your way. Let all your friends and family continuously know that you're in the car business, sending a mass message once a week through text, email, Facebook, social media, whatever, reminding them. That way they know that you're still selling cars. Do what people are not doing every day, all day, and realize that if you attack it day by day, 1 day could make a whole week. You could sell like 5 cars in a week, and that whole week could make a month. It can get you to your next unit bonus. So stop looking at these guys on social media talking about they're not selling cars, because they're not doing what it takes. They're just waiting on that next up to come through the doors and sell them a car. These are your COVID salespeople, people that are just spoiled, used to making money on 5 or 6 car deals. The game has changed. Let's go. Let's sell cars.
This salesman's right. This even is not even just applying to sales within cars, but this can also just be sales in anything. You have to be successful in this sales business, is that you have to be out here and you have to go make sure that people know who you are, whether that's introducing yourself, telling others about what you do to increase those different sales goals, so that way, even if they don't know much about you, you leave a good impression on them, so that when they ever think about, it might be that time to look for whatever it is that you're selling, they can refer back to you in the conversation that they had to close those different sales goals. And I feel like if more people sales did that, they would close a lot more deals consistently.
All of these pretty much are 2023s, and they can't sell them, unfortunately, because of, obviously, addendum stickers and the name. No one really wants an Aston Martin or an Alfa Romeo because they know, I don't know anybody that wants to buy them personally. 57,000, but 59 after they add all the BS. At least it's a 2024 though. But still, it's just like, do you know anybody that actually wants to buy an Alfa Romeo? Do you know anybody? I don't know anybody. Do you know anybody that wants to buy a Maserati? Even though Maserati is definitely up there in price compared to an Alfa Romeo, but still, a $50,000 SUV that's small and it doesn't really provide much value, and you're going to lose your ass in depreciation. There's just no question about it. I see this Lamborghini back here, so I got to show you guys right after this one. 2024, $55,000. The worst part is the $200 for nitrogen. It's just hilarious.
Luxury cars, man. Like these Maseratis, I've heard just in personal experience from other people that have these type of cars have said that these cars are horrible. They depreciate super heavy. They start out at a certain value and go down in value super quick as soon as you drive it off the lot. And they just have so many problems that are addressed whenever it comes about. And it just makes the value of these cars just worthless.
How much inventory they have. Take a look at this.
All right, this is a dealer in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and as you can see, truck inventory, it has picked up significantly. Like, not a little bit, a lot of it. You think the video is going to end, and then it keeps going. Now we're into the Jeep inventory, and there's tons of Jeeps, and then we get into even more Jeep inventory, and it just keeps
going. And it keeps going. And it keeps going.
At this point, these cars are just here for show. There is no reason why these people or anybody would think it's smart to buy a certain type, these cars that have been sitting out here for a long time. Collecting does probably having all type of issues because of how long it just sits there, and think that it's in good vehicles to buy. At that point, you might as well just wait a few years, wait for the prices to go down, and then buy the cars then.
Why don't car companies just make a basic car with a manual transmission and roll up windows and no touchscreen and none of that stuff? Because nobody would buy it. No, really, nobody would buy it. You could price it at $15,000 new, have one trim level, it's 15 grand, and nobody would buy it. Now, nobody might be a little bit harsh. I'm sure there's going to be a small fraction of the population that's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. See, cars are very, very much an emotional decision. It's very much a keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing. As much as everybody hates to admit it, that's what it is. Everybody wants the latest and greatest. Everybody wants the new technology. And again, everybody might be a little bit of a stretch of that term. Not everybody does. But new car buyers do. But if cars were purely a logical decision and not an emotional one, we would all be driving base model, white, 1995 Toyota Camrys.
And that's really true. A lot of people are not buying cars to get from point A to point B. In a lot of situations, is really coming from a standpoint of, oh, I want to have all the latest and greatest technology in it, or I want to have something that's a lot newer and has different features that were not in my older vehicle. That's why some people wouldn't get a car just to drive it around, because who would want to do that? You know, some people, they spend a lot of time in their car going different places on road trips. And then you have some people that only drive within the city. So they really think hard about what features and what things are coming with their car.
Ford jacked up the prices of their trucks and now they're not selling and things are getting bad. A new 2025 F-150 Platinum costs over $85,000 and Ford dealers aren't selling them. This one's been sitting for over 250 days at this dealership. Now look at some of this data. For example, MSRP $85,000, the dealer invoice price is $79,000. So it's super profitable for the dealer, but again, it's not selling. How bad is the situation? There's a 6,030 days supply of inventory because only one of these F-150 Platinums have sold in the last 45 days within 500 miles of this one, yet Ford dealers in that same area have 134 for sale. That's a huge issue because there's a lot of supply and not enough demand. So what's Ford doing about it? Well, they're giving you 0% financing for 36 months to try and sweeten the deal. But you tell me, how many people can afford a $2,200 monthly payment for a pickup truck? Now on the other end of the spectrum, the Ford Maverick is selling way better. For example, $35,895 MSRP on this XLT. And again, look at the data. The MSRP, $35,895. The dealer invoice price is $35,176. The dealer doesn't make a lot of money when they sell this truck, but they can sell a lot of them. 165 days supply for this one. 129 have sold in the last 45 days, yet there are 474 for sale. That's actually still too many for sale and not enough sold, but it's way better than the F-150 Platinum that we looked at a moment ago. So yeah, Ford is in some serious trouble. They built way too many expensive pickup trucks that aren't selling, and that means you can go in and negotiate a hell of a deal, especially as we enter into the fourth quarter here and the end of the year. That's when dealers are most desperate, especially to sell the 2025 inventory because they have 2026.
That's one thing that's really important. Whenever you're coming into some of these dealerships, depending on how long that some of these cars have been sitting, you should be at a point to negotiate the deal. You can bring up the fact of how long some of these cars have been sitting and seeing just how difficult it is for them to sell and be like, hey, well, if you lower this price down to this much and get me on these type of terms, then I could possibly look into selling or possibly looking into buying this car off of this lot. And that's where some people will just have to go in order to close some of these sales on some of these vehicles. And having to pay over $2,000 for a pickup truck or for any car in general, you're almost spending a house a month just on a car. And if that really makes sense to you, I think that you should really reevaluate what vehicles you decide to get into, because 2,200, there's a lot that you can do with that, spending a month on that, not even including maintenance, gas, and other essential things for this car. But that's going to be the end of this video. There's just a lot of things to consider whenever buying cars nowadays, and even just these dealerships just trying to hike up the prices and give you a lot of these inflated prices for trucks and cars that they cannot sell. And you have to be somebody who won't fall for those tricks and will see through it and be able to negotiate a lower price to get the best price that you can get. Because, and at the end of the day, you're the person charging some of those situations, because they need you to buy those cars off of them. Let me know what y'all think about this video. What do y'all, if y'all, anybody here works at dealerships or anything, y'all tell me y'all's experiences down in the comment section. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see y'all in the next video.